Fade me in, baby.
Okay.
That's been the worst one yet.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I try to change it every time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how's your day been?
I feel like so perspective, because you guys aren't like you could see this at any point in time, any time of
Yes.
the day. It's 7:24 p.m. right now, and I feel like it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you been up
So
that long?
I don't know.
Does it feel like you've been up for a long time?
It doesn't feel like I've been up for a long time. I just feel like I don't know. Like there's more I want to get done today. Like I want to get to because tomorrow I'm not going to be here.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't care how hard it's like I don't care how hard I have to push myself. I feel like I need to make up. It's almost like I would prefer to put in the hard work before instead of have to play catch up the day after.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot
Mhm.
considering we keep doing this daily.
Yeah. Every day.
Mm-hmm. All day, all night, every day.
Or day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how was lunch?
It was so good. You made the best brisket.
I haven't done a brisket like that in years.
Oh, so good. I can't it's going to be
Dinner's going to be better because I cut the flat part off
Yeah.
on the brisket
Yeah.
and I cut it up into quarters, little cubes. And I'm doing brisket burnt ends for dinner with barbecue sauce. They're already
Say less. I am
they're
there.
already glazed and back on the smoker.
Oh my god. I can't wait.
Yeah. So when we wrap this up, we'll have something to eat.
Good, because I'm gonna need something to power through the project that I'm gonna do after this.
You're gonna do it all by yourself?
Nope. You can pop in if you want to, but I don't have expectation that you'll help me. No,
Why?
because I know that you probably have another project you're working on, as far as like one, getting this edited, two, getting it scheduled, and
It doesn't take all day,
no, it doesn't.
but I understand there's some prep to do over there.
Yeah.
I'll have to help because that entire table has to come apart.
Yeah.
Not the table itself mechanically, but everything on
Well,
it.
everything's gonna have to be unplugged and
Everything
all that
on
stuff.
it's got to come apart. Yeah. So what we're doing, guys, we'll just dive into this topic.
Okay.
We're about to tear down this room
Yeah.
again.
Yes, for the I don't know, fourth, fifth time.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know how many times we've done it.
Yeah. I've got I didn't tell you this part, but I ordered a second light.
The box.
Mm-hmm. Because we already have the soft shell.
Yeah.
So I ordered the light, and I ordered
the actual light.
the actual light. Yeah.
Oh,
And
you know what we can do? We can put it on the other side of that.
other side of what?
The other end of that bar.
Oh, well, let me finish.
It's
So
double sided.
it
It's got
is.
that thing on both sides.
It does. But what I also ordered with that is a wall mount,
Nice.
and it swings.
Oh,
and
really?
it collapses down against the wall.
That's nice too.
Yeah. So based off of the layout of the room, I figured we
know what
probably would have
wall
to
that
hang it
will
on
go
that
on.
wall.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. But I didn't. But I know with the way that the door swings, a stand wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
So
if any of you guys make signs, or girls
yeah,
make signs, we would like an everyday moments for us. We're not asking for it for free. Obviously, we'll pay for it.
yeah.
But I just want something, and I want it kind of dark gothic-y because our walls are black. And
that's kind of our vibe.
And I want to backlight it. So I want it to have standoffs, probably inch to 2 inches standoffs.
Yeah, we want to run LEDs behind it.
So I can backlight it just so it, and I want to try to penetrate light through it a little bit as well. So I want it somewhat transparent just to let a little bit of light through. So it pops right here or over there or wherever it lands. So I'm just I want something.
Yeah, I'm just excited that
I like the guitar here, but we need some.
Well, and the only reason I put that there is because I was like, I really don't know what else to put there, but we need something because it's.
I like the guitar here. It's black.
Yeah.
It's black on black, and it complements.
It does. It does. And I just like the vibe and the colors of everything we've got going, like the teal couch and then the wood and the gray carpet and then the leatherish chairs. Like, I'm just loving the vibe.
Yeah.
So,
But yes, we're fixing to literally tear down again
mhm.
and paint a couple more walls.
Yay.
But we have to take all of the
And
stuff
then I
off the walls,
ordered,
prep everything.
yeah. So I had a really cool photo gallery wall, which is really cool. But so now all the foot like and they're all individually like adhered to the wall, so that will all have to come down,
And
which
then
I've been
all the
working
holes
on.
have to be filled.
Yeah, all the holes have to be filled. So it's fine. It's fine. And then, but I'm excited. What I was getting at is I'm excited because it's going to open up to be able to have essentially 2 sets in here
Very fast.
very quickly. Yeah.
So we can jump from here to there literally in the same.
Yeah. And so, like, I prefer the couch when I have my friends come. Like, when my friends come in and want to talk and like do
Mhm.
that kind of stuff, and it's just me and the girls, or, you know, me and one of the kids, or me and one of my gal pals. I like the sofa.
Yeah. And even like a while ago when we did that live, Kurt said he wanted to
I saw
do
that.
some guitar picking. So
There you go. This would
maybe
be
we'll sit
great for
right
y'all.
here. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be kind of crazy. I hope he does come over.
Yeah.
That'd be
It'd be
good.
cool just to, like, you know, each for y'all to just pick up your guitar, just pick away and just talk.
We're pretty goofy together, so it would be fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't done that in a while.
Probably
Probably-
since you were 17.
No. He lives in Roy City.
Oh, okay.
So probably about 2 years. Just last time
Fair enough.
that's
Cool.
happened.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We apparently we're in the market for a home.
Yeah. Somewhere east of here. It's undisclosed how far east I can go.
Right.
So I think I can go far enough east to make it around to the west side.
That's the joke anyways. But no, I really would like to buy a home. And me being a veteran, I don't have to put any money down because we can use the veteran program, which is really cool. So that's a benefit. I come with benefits and perks.
Do you?
That being one of them. Yeah, the other one's baggage and trauma.
Perfect. Those go hand in hand. I don't think those go together.
I mean, veteran,
like
veteran,
apples and peas.
Veteran and trauma goes together. I mean,
yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. I don't really know what to talk about today.
Yeah. You don't have anything on your mind?
I mean, I've been working with this mindset coach, which has been helping.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the things that, you know, I dropped in the last podcast or podcast before, I talked about how unspoken frustrations are, hang on, I've got to remember how I said it. Frustrations are unspoken expectations. And so you can avoid your own feelings being hurt if you can learn to communicate.
This is true.
But to that, if you're partnered with the wrong person, it doesn't matter how much you communicate.
This is also true. As you can communicate and that person won't listen.
Nope.
Or you can communicate and that other person doesn't communicate back.
You've got to find, you have to be with someone who values you in order to be able to communicate with them. And if they don't value you and you feel like you can't talk to them and tell them, hey, I'm frustrated because you didn't clean the kitchen, or I'm frustrated, can you help with the baby, or whatever your frustration is.
If you can't verbalize that.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got a lot of other issues.
Partner actually take part in coming up with a solution instead of, okay, I'm going to remove myself from here so I don't have to listen to that and go to the garage.
Yeah, there's just lots of instances, but no, because I was like, damn, a lot of people are going to think like, oh, that's easy. That's an easy solution. Granted, yes, absolutely, it's an easy solution if you are partnered with the right person.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say.
That's all he's got to say
That's
about
all
that.
Got to say about that.
That's
And
all I got to say about
and
that.
then goodness. And then let's see, there was another one. Oh, this is a good one. This is a really, really good one. The more that you truly, genuinely try to understand someone, the less you will actually judge them. So, with a pure, genuine heart, you go to someone that you've been judging and you truly try to understand why they think that way, why they're addicted to drugs, what happened in their life. You drop the judgment component. It's very easy to judge people because you're not trying to get to the understanding part. And so I feel like there's so much. I've just been doing a lot of mental mindset changing and shifting and internal work.
Yeah.
Of course, but from the time you met me, I had already put in a lot of work. I'm
You
just
did.
I'm just revisiting some of it,
Hmm.
and I don't feel like that's a bad thing. I feel like it's a really positive thing because my brain is not the same brain that it was 2 years ago.
Right.
So if you just reach a point where sometimes you just need to
No,
re
girl, you've grown and developed so much more on so many levels. I don't even think you recognize it most of the time
I don't.
how much you have grown and continue to grow.
Yeah. I care. I don't want to get stagnant. I don't want to be this old 80-year-old person sitting in a church pew judging the generations after me. I'd much
No, I'd be
rather
right there with them, cracking up and
Yeah.
whatever.
I'd much rather try to understand than judge you. Like, leave the judging to Jesus. Okay. That's a really good song, by the way. Um, so I just was doing a lot of work, self worth, and it was like I was trying to explain in my head, and I don't want to get religious on y'all, but I feel like God, like talking to him, just having
Hmm.
these one on ones with him, and also with the mindset coach, and just going through all this and working it out and everything. And that's what it came down to was I said, put it into words for me of what it is that I'm trying to do and what I have been practicing. Because social media is bombarded with bullies. It's bombarded with people who think they know you. It's people who think like you can approach social media so much differently and get so much more out of it.
You can.
Yeah, you absolutely can. And to that
All you have
is
to do is shift a little bit.
you do. You just have to make just like I mean, it's no different than like sighting in a rifle, you know?
That's right.
Like just shift just a little, a click up, a click down, a click to the left, click to the right, and you're going to be able to
Boom, you're
sight
on
in.
target.
Yeah, you're going to be able to sight in. Well, your target being you should be more apt to understanding than judging.
Be more open minded.
Be more open minded. You don't know where somebody came from. You don't know how they got to that viewpoint. You just don't know. Granted, you're not going to be like some people aren't going to be able to have conversations with you. Like they're not going to be able to be like, they're going to think that your questions are like
Intrusive.
intrusive or fighting words or whatever, but really it's just like, no, I'm just like, I don't believe how you believe, but can we talk about it so that maybe I can understand how you got there?
Yeah.
And then God just broke that long mindset down into the more time you spend understanding people, the less time you spend judging them. And I'm like,
Okay.
damn, word. Okay. But and then I had my hour and a half long phone call with Lisa this morning. And we were just going over all of that, just downloading
Yeah.
everything and talking about that. And she's like, "You're so right." She was like, we get stuck in these like finding. Let's see, it's like I'm trying to think of like how to put it all together. Like we're so stuck on trying to find offense to stuff. And to that, here comes the third aha moment that I've had this week. People find offense to stuff because they find truth in it.
One more time.
People find offense to things because they can find or see the truth in it. So if somebody says something, if somebody, how should I word this? If I went to somebody and I dropped a truth paragraph on them, like whether it's verbal or written,
Yeah.
and they lash back with, oh my gosh, that's just harassing me, or they came back with, that's not true. Like, whoa. Like, if you're offended,
And then
Did you
it's,
hear some truth in that?
yeah, obviously it's truthful.
Right. Because things that are not true or that you do not feel are true, you don't have offense to because you're like, that's dumb. But
Mhm.
because you either one, already believe those things about yourself, or two, know those things about yourself and lying to yourself, you find offense to the fact that somebody else was able to identify it.
Yeah, and that happens in more cases than not.
Right. So,
It's how most arguments start, actually.
right. So, next time somebody comes at you and you're pissed off and somebody writes you this long ass message and you're in your
Before you want to pop off,
before you want to pop off and you're like, how dare you have the audacity?
maybe you should
Like,
think about it.
process it. Like,
Yeah, I know sometimes it's hard to take that step back and process, but at the same time, everyone should
yeah,
pull themselves back. You don't have to respond to anything immediately.
no,
And the chances are, whenever you do respond immediately, you're responding out of emotion.
yes,
And when you respond out of emotions, you more than likely are going to wish that you had responded differently within the next 24 hours.
yeah.
So,
One of my favorite things to do is actually to type out my response into like my notes app.
yeah,
To whether it's a text message or an email or whatever it is.
just let it sit.
Even it's a phone call,
Yeah.
like my response is to just type it out in my notes app and let it sit there.
Yeah.
And you know what? And so most of the time it's like I don't even send my response or even go back and revisit it because it just feels good. Like
You got it out.
I got it out. I don't have to think about it. Like
It went somewhere.
it went somewhere, but it didn't.
It didn't have
It
to
didn't tear
travel.
anybody else
It
down.
didn't have to actually go somewhere to go somewhere.
It didn't destroy anybody. It didn't burn a bridge. Like, but I was able to put it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's amazing what your brain will do until you actually like.
Yeah, you have to discard it.
Yeah. Yep. So
Got to shed that shit off.
honestly, which is why I appreciate this so much because a lot of what I'm spinning on comes out while we're sitting in here.
Yep.
And then there have been a couple times where I'm like, hey, I really don't want that posted.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. I know we spent a lot of time on this one, but we're gonna have to trash that one.
Yeah. Yeah. You
That's all right.
You can chop it. But yeah, I mean, that's just where I'm at. Working on myself mentally, making sure. And then I think a lot of too, the mind shift change is the fact of what I'm actually seeking out informational wise. Like I'm truly trying to understand the world for what it is and what's happening in the world and the way that I see content and articles and news and things like that. I am processing shit so much fucking differently since we sit in here.
I agree with that.
I don't.
So we're not. Here's an interesting thing that maybe you guys don't know about us. Maybe you think you do, but maybe you really don't. When we come in here, we don't predetermine what our conversations are going to be.
No.
We don't type a script up. We don't look
Bullet
up
points. There
we
ain't
don't look up
nothing.
topics. We don't do any of that.
No.
It's literally, all right, let's go in the room.
Yeah.
We got work to do. And we'll sit down and press record.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's why every one of these, if you notice, start off a little bit rocky or a little bit bumpy. But 10 minutes into it, we're off.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
we
we have
launch.
better. We've got some that are better or worse, and I think we're gonna have to get better, or we're gonna have to chop the first 5 minutes off. But
I don't think so. I think people like the real rawness of if they understand
oh yeah, yeah,
that they're watching something that is raw, unfiltered, uncut. It's just us. And this is literally who we are.
this is who we are.
Not that we don't have conversations and talk outside of this room, because that's not the case either.
We do.
We're talking all day. So, because of the conversations and the ability to communicate with each other so well outside of this room, we come into here and then basically we revamp a lot of our conversations that happen in here are revamps of what's gone on all day.
Yeah, Yep. It's true.
So it's literally living in our lives that day, what you
Yeah.
guys are seeing.
Yep. Yeah. It's so true. I honestly couldn't have said that any differently or better. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for every person that's hit the subscribe button or like button, shared something, commented on something. Like, I will eat my mic. Thank you. Sorry.
You're good. You're just getting further away.
Yeah. I'm just grateful for everybody. And I realize that, like, it's something simple as clicking a button, but to us, you're part of our little community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you think it's something as simple as clicking a button.
Mhm.
But to me, it's a whole lot more than that.
Explain.
People are buying in, not even really buying in because it's free.
Mm-hmm.
People are literally coming to watch our lives develop. And
Yeah.
that's a really big thing. And there's not a lot of people that do what we do as far as a couples podcast. There are people out there that do it,
Yeah.
but they're not breaking down like we are.
No.
They're not doing this for nothing in return.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not like we started this and we had, it's not like our TikTok following was 100,000 or whatever,
No, it's
50,000 or
nothing.
60,000. Now our
It's not
TikTok,
even at 1,000.
no, our TikTok follow, like, we didn't come into this with any following at all.
No, we want to organically grow this.
Right.
And if,
And we know that takes one, consistency.
yeah,
We know it takes consistency. We know it takes us being us and not being fake, because you can't keep a fake persona
forever.
forever.
No, you can't.
I just want,
I want real people following real people.
yeah, that are willing to talk about life experiences and stories and just things that have happened, because not everything in life is positive and not everything in life is good, and that's okay.
That's life.
It is life. It's how you come back from it that matters.
It is.
And you tell me that I find the positive in everything.
You do.
Thank you. I try. Actually, I don't try. It's just who I am.
I know it is. You're a pretty wonderful person.
Thank you. You are too. I'm just very grateful. So, I mean, that's the only word that's in my head on repeat right now is I'm just grateful.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful. I'm super excited about, this season that we're fixing to enter. I just sent a text message to my old PTO group and let them know that I'm resigning from the PTO board.
Are you?
Yeah.
How come?
Because our children no longer attend that school.
Yeah.
So I've got to go through the processes and stuff to join the new PTO board. And the other PTO said that they would write a letter of recommendation, which is phenomenal. But I am so freaking involved in our kids' lives and am willing to spend PTO volunteer hours. I donate stuff for auction. I never want a kid to be left out.
Nope.
I never ever want that, and I don't want a kid to feel like crap or anything. I work the little spirit spot that they've got, selling the
Yep,
little
you
stuff for
do.
the kids. I work, the lunches, or not lunches, but like the snack area for recognizing teachers for teachers' birthdays, or or a teacher appreciation and things like that. Carnivals, yeah. So
Photography, whatever
they
it
may
is.
need, yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, I've done Santa pictures at the school and printed out and made sure every kid had an actual picture they could take home of Santa. That was really cool.
You've also played the Grinch.
I've done that, yes.
She makes a pretty good Grinch.
It's really funny when I play because it's legit.
Everybody thinks you're a man.
They do think I'm a man, or they think I'm a child, and then I open my mouth to speak and they're like, I'm sorry, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm a spicy little 5 foot sawed off But as a mom, it's like it's also cool too because I get to make kids cry, and so like other moms will throw their kid at you, and like and they just want me holding the kid, like, and the kid crying. Like they just, yeah, you can't you can't be paid for those gigs because of copyright. So I just volunteer
Yeah.
for whatever, whether it's businesses wanting to, bring in, it's whatever. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
just,
You have to find some of
it's
those
just,
and make some shorts.
yeah, it's just dress up. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's really fun. We did a parade float one year and I had to go into Home Depot in complete costume.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the mask is not like a mask that you like put on. Like
No, it's paint.
It's yeah. And so it goes over my nose and it comes down so that it's my mouth that's moving. And then it legit glues around my eyes. And then I have to put on the hair and the eyelashes, and then I have to paint the mask and my face. There's a lot of work that goes into it. It takes about 3 hours to put just the face on, and then it takes about 2 hours to take it off because you have to soak the mask in remover for it to peel off. And so that's why I typically only I set my volunteer time up for that typically about October because I have to order all of the stuff, and the masks are one-time use only.
Yeah.
And so I
You're
don't.
gluing it to your face.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are. And that suit is like wearing a damn bear
Sauna?
suit. Oh, it's awful. It's so bad. And like after just volunteering, you've got to send it. You can't dry clean it because of the way the fur is made. So you have to send it to ozone treatment to kill, everything that's
touched it.
everything that it smells like. It's pretty bad, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. The girls like dressing up like Cindy Lou Who. They look cute. They look good. They're cute with it. And now we actually have a max.
Yeah.
To go. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. But yeah, I volunteered to do that. I want to dress up and be the Grinch at the school and wave to the kids at Christmas. The PTO turned me down. So
Why?
Maybe I don't know. Scary.
Maybe the new one will.
Maybe I know. Maybe the new one will. Yeah. But like, I dress up for you.
You can probably do the high school.
Oh yeah.
They had Santa at the high school.
Did they?
Last year.
That's cool. Yeah. How come Santa is not copyright? Like you can be Santa and have no copyright issues, but the Grinch can be copyright.
I don't know. I didn't know.
Yeah. It's interesting to me.
That is interesting.
It's a question.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, that large corporation that has the
Probably
rights.
because of Salvation Army and making a deal.
Maybe, I don't know.
Ringing their bells.
Ringing their bells. Yeah. I don't know. But the large corporation that has the rights, and I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to draw attention to the video or this podcast, but they are notorious for shutting down small businesses that infringe, and they take it very seriously. So some photographers who have done, because here's the deal, it's like you can buy the suits. You can legit go and be him for Halloween. That's okay.
Yeah.
But you can't put him in a
You can't get paid
photo.
for it.
Yeah. I'm like, then why sell the costume?
I'm sure you can take a photo. You just can't be paid for it.
Oh, well, I'm never paid for it, so.
I don't see why you can't take a photo.
Yeah. I'm just dressed up. I like to dress up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just gotta be super careful. Because that's the last thing I want is for anybody to get in trouble. That's not what I want. I enjoy the kid part.
Yeah.
And that sounded really creepy. But yeah.
Wow. Crickets in here today.
I know. I told you I was struggling. I don't know what to talk about.
And it's 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. It's early. Maybe that's what it is. It's early.
What do you mean it's early?
It's early for us to come in here and sit down.
Yeah. Well, we can wrap it up.
Well, I just got a message.
From?
His name's Jonathan Bannister, and he just said, "I just booked, and I'll have a guest with me. You ready to talk some SEO?"
Sounds great.
I'm excited. Yeah. Sweet.
Where did he book at?
I don't know. I'll have to ask him. I'm sure I'll find it. I'm sure I will find it. It's great that we're getting traction. We're getting noticed. I really appreciate that. Like that just. And Lisa said it this morning. She goes, "I just have a really big feeling you guys are about to be super blessed, like super blessed." And I'm like, man, that's awesome.
That is pretty awesome to hear from somebody else.
It is.
We're over here just trying. So as long as we keep trying, I think it'll work out. It's just like anything else. Consistency is going to make it happen.
Yeah. People are just gonna be like, "God, I'm so sick of seeing y'all."
Okay, I'll subscribe.
Fine.
I don't think so.
Oh,
All right.
we're at 34 right now.
Yeah, it dropped one for some reason.
Oh, that's okay. What's your topic? What do you got? Nothing?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, I can come up with something if you would like. Would you like?
Yeah, something about mindset since we just talked about a bunch of mindset stuff. I came up with a really cool tagline the other day.
What is it?
Is this a fling or is this a full thing?
Is that a training tagline?
I don't know. I came up with it, or I think I came up with it.
Oh, this is a sad story. Mom of 2 dies of water intoxication. 35-year-old mother of 2,
Mm-hmm.
who they said died after drinking 64 ounces of water in 20 minutes. She was celebrating the 4th of July on the lake in Indiana when she started to feel intensely dehydrated, according to her brother. At one point during the day, she started getting a bad headache. Somebody told her good morning, so she was drinking a lot of water.
Interesting.
The person drank the equivalent of 16-ounce bottles of 4 16-ounce bottles of water in 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and then later collapsed inside of the garage of her home.
The military used to talk about that.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, water. Yeah. So the military, when you go to basic training, they actually talk about that. And there was actually one female soldier that I was there with who actually tried it because she was done. She was having a like
She was ready to check up.
basic training will do some weird shit to you.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's there to tear you down, build you back up. But 2, they're also trying to push you to the limit to make sure that you can withstand it. Push you to the limit purposefully to know who's going to crumble and who is not going to crumble. And it was really weird for me at such a young age to actually watch that happen. You know, because you think everybody around you is all built the same, both physically and mentally, and that's not true.
No.
That's not true at all. But yeah, there was one, and I remember, EMS or paramedics showing up too. And this was at the barracks before we actually got shipped to our training squad or whatever you want to call it. I'm gapping on terminology, which is awful, but it's been, so it's been almost 20 years ago now. And so it was just really, really, really sad to watch because we went through basic training and if you screw up in basic training and you get kicked out for some reason, and obviously for mental issues, they're not going to let you continue. You're carrying a rifle. You train with a rifle. You sleep with your rifle. Like your rifle is with you all of the time. And at some point, because you have to sight your rifle in and you learn how to clean it, and you learn how to shoot it, and you learn how to completely disassemble it, and you learn to put it back together. Like at some point in time, you're going to have access to live ammunition. You want somebody who's not mentally stable be able to have access to live ammunition? The fuck not. No. So yeah, I'm good. And so they pull you from training, and it's like they have their own little like group they hang out with while they wait to get discharged. And it was sad because, usually you've got, a week to 2 weeks in basically orientation where you go through, and if you're a man, you get your hair cut. And they help you get set up on your bank account, and they, get your birth certificate. How many dependents do you have? Like you go through all of this stuff and you get all your shots, and like you just get enrolled essentially into the military in orientation, and then they ship you off to basic training, and basic training is 9 weeks. So ultimately you're there at your first part of basic training for anywhere for 12 to 14 weeks. That's a significant amount of time.
It is.
And these people would still be there when we graduated. These soldiers who essentially were failure to thrive or failure to make it,
Right.
still waiting. Like that would suck to know that shit, these people are moving on and I'm still here. I thought I was going home. That ain't happening.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to get discharged for something like that. And I'm sure there's probably like, oh, okay, is this a medication thing? Can we give them meds? But even then, can we legally
So
give
once
them
you're
meds?
what you're saying is once you're signed up, you can't just exit.
I mean, you can. That's called AWOL, absent without leave.
Yeah.
And that
That's
happens. And then there's desertion, which is like you don't leave at all. Like you just bye. That did happen too. I mean, I went to basic and AIT with this chick, and we had the same unit assignment, and she was supposed to be going to Fort Hood with me, and she never showed up. Because after you go to basic and you go to AIT, they usually give you some time at home. Usually about 2
Yeah.
weeks or a week, whatever. And then you go to your assignment. So wherever you're stationed. And I was stationed at Fort Hood, and she was supposed to meet me there. And she never showed. That was pretty crazy. So I don't know what happened to her.
She left.
She was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm gonna go check out another country.
Yeah, this ain't. I mean, she got to do that pretty freaking quick." Yeah, just interesting shit like that. Like the things that it's like, that's a large ass contract
Yeah, it's
that
your
you're
life.
signing. Yeah, it has huge impact on your life. Huge. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. So some of the things,
So
but water toxicity is a thing.
I've got a unique question about that.
Sure.
So if you are AWOL, is that a
Yes.
felony? Is that a crime?
Ooh, it is a crime, but I don't know if it's a civil crime or if it's like a military crime, because the military have their own police. They're called MPs, which is military police. So on base, it's military, which I would think that that's federal.
Right. So it's a federal crime.
to be a
it
federal
should be
crime,
a felony.
right? I'm gonna look up.
That's an interesting topic.
Mm-hmm.
Because how many people get to that point and they're like, "Oh shit, I shouldn't have done this."
Oh, it's not a felony.
It's not a
It's
felony to go
not.
AWOL.
No. AWOL, classified as a crime/criminal offense, question mark. Article 86 covers AWOL in the Uniform Code of Justice, Uniform Code of Military Justice, the UCMJ. I haven't heard that in a long time. The article is considered, meaning, okay, so like an article is considered like a charge. That's what they're saying. So the charge is considered a punitive article. So there is an expectation that some punishments follows being AWOL, which, boy, yeah. I mean, if you're going to get a ticket or an article or, whatever you want to call it, AWOL is considered a misdemeanor.
Interesting.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, considering you're literally signing a contract with the government for your life.
Yeah.
And you signed up for it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a very interesting
Isn't it, though? I would have thought
thing,
that.
especially with the topics that we've been talking about around felonies and what they're releasing and stuff like that. So that's why that kind of hit me. I'm like,
Hmm.
What about dishonorably discharged?
It's not a felon. It's a status.
So these
I'm
are
going to
all
look it
just
up.
statuses.
Dishonorable versus honorable.
There's a lot of different types of dishonorable, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like mine's an honorable discharge. Mine is honorable. A dishonorable discharge is handed down for an offense the military considers the most reprehensible conduct. So I wonder what you basically could get in trouble. Like, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to I'm taking in all of this information at the same time. It's hard to read and talk at the same time. Here we go. Military wallet. What do y'all have to say? Separations can be voluntary or involuntary. So they can either say you're leaving or you can say, hey, my contract's up and I'm leaving. Oh, this sucks. Okay. Administrative separations can happen because of a minor offense to more serious offenses under the UCMJ, such as refusing to comply with the 2021 COVID-19 vaccination mandate. That was a really big thing. Similar to being fired in the private sector, an administrative separation can occur for several reasons. And there's a couple in here that I'll explain. Non-performance of duties or poor duty performance. Insubordination, I mean, that's insubordination. Alcohol and drug use and drug abuse, they drug test you a lot in the military, surprisingly. Okay, so the inability to meet weight, body composition, or fitness standards. Each one of those is actually probably needs to be its own independent thing. And I struggled myself with meeting height and weight. So I'm 5 foot tall. And the military said that I needed to be 119 pounds, or I think 110 pounds is what I was supposed to be weight wise. The lowest I ever got down to weight while I was in the military was 135 pounds. So what you have to do is that you step on a scale and they're like, yeah, you're overweight. Now you got to go into what's called tape. And so then they take you to tape and you strip down to like your sports bra and your underwear and they tape with an actual fabric tape measure, one that will wrap around your body, and they tape you. So they calculate your tape measurements and find out if you are it could still be within like healthy weight requirements. And it was just the fact that I'm short and I had a shit ton of muscle. And so like they tape your neck, your arm, your waist, your boobs, your thighs, and I think even your ankles at one point. And yeah, so every single time, talk about like leaving the military with fucking like body, like mental body issues. I don't know what you would call that, but yeah, that you get taped every time. And then not only that, but because you're worried about meeting weight and you know you've got a weight coming up, it's like, well, you just don't eat. Like you go on the military diet and there's an actual diet that you go to the clinic and they'll prescribe you and that's what you do.
Perfect.
It's great. Yeah. And then so that's weight. Body composition is kind of the same thing, which is where I talked about where they tape you. But then the fitness standards, so they've got the actual like PT test. So you have to, for your height, weight, and age, you have to meet a run time standard. You have to meet a sit up, not crunches, sit ups standard, and you have to meet a pull up standard for your age. And if you don't meet it, you don't make rank. And if you don't make rank, you're considered what did they call that? Non-performance of duties or poor performance. So if you're not meeting your PT standards, they can all hold you to that standard of you're a poor performing soldier. We're going to kick you out.
So is that a dishonorable discharge?
Yeah.
Because you can't perform?
Right. Or because you didn't pass height and weight. A civilian criminal conviction, they kick you out for that, and that's dishonorable.
So say you were out on leave and
you got a DWI or something.
Yeah.
On because that's what military call people who are not in the military. It's civilians, and they call and when you get your uniform, your street clothes are called civvies. Like you're allowed to wear your civvies, like your civilian clothing, and yeah. So if you were off post in the civilian world, got in trouble, whether it's a speeding ticket or domestic violence charge, or I mean, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Anything at all. And now now that we're not in war times, you don't really need a whole lot of soldiers, and so they're being pretty picky. And so you cause just the least amount of problems, and
You're out.
they don't have to put up with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so much changing right now just in the world
Yeah.
in general.
And then the last one is repeated misconduct, which includes 2 or more minor disciplinary actions. So this would include, and we actually, when I was at Fort Hood, we actually had somebody kicked out for this. They would, if you lived in the barracks, which is essentially like a dorm room for military. Is their son crying? Oh, I thought you were kidding.
No.
So the dorm rooms for the military, but they would go in and you'd have to have dorm inspections, and they would check and make sure you're living to a standard, because you'd be surprised. You're in the military. A lot of people come from a lot of different backgrounds and have a lot of different standards as far as living go. And so some of the barracks were gross.
I can only imagine.
And some of the soldiers thought it was going to be okay to grow things that they shouldn't be growing, that weren't houseplants. Yeah, just be super surprised. Like, and so and that's what they're referring to as a disciplinary action. Or you're supposed to show up for fire guard and you don't show up. That's a disciplinary action. Like, if you're supposed to be on duty, you're supposed to be on duty. There's no I don't feel good and calling out sick, which is why people hire military, because if I'm on the schedule, I'm going to show up. That's what's trained and bred into me.
Yep.
If I am physically able to move to even just the slightest, I'm showing up.
Yep.
And that's one of the other things is that they like, yeah, no, we're good. So it looks like administrative separation process. As a service member, you can be separated based on one of these 3 categories: honorable, general, and other than honorable. So it's probably not a dishonorable discharge anymore. It's probably called other than honorable. Oh, no. Okay. That was through that different type of separation. This separation is called punitive separation, and it's bad conduct discharge or dishonorable discharge. So it's there. Military person usually precedes virtually all veterans. Okay. Yeah. So if you have a bad conduct discharge, your benefits are forfeited. And if you receive a dishonorable discharge, all of your military benefits are forfeited as well. And you potentially have a very hard time finding work in the civil sector.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that kind of goes with you, right?
Yeah.
It's public information.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if you have to like list it.
Probably not.
Sorry, another mom's texting me.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've been doing a lot of these, and they've been 1.5 hours to 3 hours. So I'm good with winding this one down and making this one short.
Are you? That was like kind of like a weird ass rabbit hole we went down.
Yeah, it's fine.
I learned a lot. I don't know, random information. I'm all about
Content's content.
Content is content, which is content.
Yep. You should push it out. I can't wait to get that view. I cannot wait to re-see that.
Oh,
all right,
goodness.
everyone. Thank you for everybody. Honestly, today's been a great day for growth for our page.
Yeah, it has.
Thank you for continuing to support and watch all of our content that we're pushing out and being there for us.
Yeah.
Obviously, this takes a lot of work and a lot of time, and we just really appreciate each and every one of you so much.
Yeah, we appreciate it. All right, you ready to fade me out, baby?
I'll fade you out, baby.
Fade me out, baby.
Y'all have a good night.